Good evening, everybody. It's Charlie, and welcome back to another video on the Chatting Leeds YouTube channel. Hope everyone has had as good of a weekend as you possibly can, given Friday evening's result against QPR. Just before we get into tonight's video in more detail, make sure that you are, of course, smashing that like button. It really does help get the video out there to more people. Really do appreciate all of the engagement on the previous two uploads. Obviously, the stream from yesterday and the reaction to the QPR game. Obviously, make sure you're hitting the subscribe button if you're enjoying the content. You know, it is completely free. We're just under 100 or just over, sorry, 100 subs away from hitting 3K. We're almost there. So if you could do me a solid and help me out with that, that'd be great. Hit the notification bell and, of course, get all your thoughts and opinions on tonight's video into the comments section down below. So I just thought I'd jump on and kind of give my overall thoughts, my overall feeling going into what is arguably the biggest week in our recent history. Look, I'll be honest. I am still of the mindset that it's going to be playoffs, in my opinion. And boy, do I hope I get proved wrong. But I think we've all accepted that it is going to be playoffs now. And that's, well, I say that's fine. It's not fine, but it's fine in terms of, you know, I've accepted it now and that's fine. But obviously, last night's result, Hull Ipswich 3-3. Like I said, I was on a stag do last night, but I did manage to catch the last half hour, I think, of the second half. And yeah, well, I told myself that if it was on in a bar or whilst I was out, that I wouldn't engage with it. I wouldn't be bothered. But naturally and, you know, inevitably, I ended up giving it a watch and really getting into it in the end. And when Hull equalised and obviously it finished 3-3, I thought, right, okay, that's a good result for us. Leeds United are somehow still in the top two, albeit I know Ipswich have got their game in hand on Tuesday night. But, you know, I didn't think I'd be sat here on Sunday evening saying that Leeds United are still in the top two. I really didn't. I know it's only goal difference, but goal difference, it could come down to goal difference in the end. And obviously that result last night now means that whatever happens on Tuesday night, it is going to the final game. Because obviously, if Ipswich win on Tuesday night against Coventry, then that would mean that if Leeds win and Ipswich lost on the final day, then Leeds would go up on goal difference. But obviously, if Ipswich lose or draw, all we need to do is win and we're up on Saturday. Now, that is something I never thought I'd be saying on Friday night. I really didn't think I'd be saying that. You know, if Ipswich had won last night, it'd have been game over for me. And I'll be honest, if Ipswich win on Tuesday, albeit it is going to the last day because, you know, it's not impossible for Huddersfield to beat Ipswich at Portman Road when they're already pretty much down. But it's very, very, very unlikely. So for me, and I'm sure a lot of you agree, if Ipswich win on Tuesday, for me, that is it, 110% done. But obviously, at the minute, there is still that small 2% chance that we're going to go up. I'll be honest, I think it's playoffs, like I said at the beginning, but, you know, it is the hope that kills you. And if there is a glimmer of hope, we just have to cling on to that at the minute. We really do. And, you know, like I said, I only watched like half an hour of the game last night, the last half hour of it. And I know it ended 3-3, which, you know, Ipswich will obviously be disappointed with that from their point of view. But Ipswich just looked like they wanted it more than what we did against QPR. They looked like a team that were, you know, that meant business, that were confident, that were, you know, believed in their own ability. Yes, they fell slightly short of what they would have wanted, which was obviously a win. And I'm glad they didn't win.
but just an all-round performance, they just looked bang up for it. Amari Hutchinson, what a player he really is. And I'll be honest, if Ipswich ended up getting playoffs, I would back them 100% to go up through the playoffs. But whereas Leeds United, I'm not so sure. I'm really not so sure. And, I was out with Scum fans last night who surprisingly didn't give me that much stick, to be fair. I was expecting a lot of stick. But they were all kind of disappointed as well. Obviously, one of the lads was saying it's an easy 6 points for them in a jokey way. But, in all seriousness, they were saying, we need Leeds back in the Premier League. And, what's gone on with you recently? And I wish I could have answered the question. I just said, I don't know. I really don't know. We just lacked fight, desire. Just didn't look like they gave a shit, really. Which is disappointing. But again, I would like to think that if Ipswich drop points on Tuesday, whether it be they draw or they get beat, like I said, that means that if Leeds win on Saturday, we get promoted automatically. Now, if we end up going up automatically after what we saw on Friday night, that would be typical Leeds, wouldn't it? But like I say, I'm on here tonight to try, and again, before I give my thoughts on this and before I give my predictions for this week, this is not me saying I want these things to happen. Nothing would give me more joy than to see Ipswich drop points on Tuesday and for Leeds to win on Saturday and go up automatically. And if it happens, regardless of what I say now, if it happens, I'll come on here and I will be the happiest I've ever been. However, my prediction for this week, unfortunately, I think the fact that they drew last night will have annoyed them because they did play well, Ipswich. Hull did as well, to be fair, from what I saw. So a draw was probably fair in the end, but they'll view Coventry as a team that don't really have anything to play for. We'll still be feeling the effects of that FA Cup semi-final, potentially. I think Ipswich win on Tuesday. And I think they win against Huddersfield on the final day, which means whatever we do, we will be playoffs. But that is what I'm saying now. I'm speaking, obviously, now after the QPR game. It's literally 2 days ago. It's still fresh in the memory, unfortunately. But I just can't see Ipswich dropping points in the next two. I think they win the next two. But how mad would it be if Huddersfield help us get promoted again? But Huddersfield, they've not been confirmed as down, but their goal difference is really bad. They're about 15 goals behind the team outside the bottom three, which I think is Plymouth. So they're definitely down. Nothing to play for. They'll probably want to stick it to Leeds just to give themselves a little bit of positivity. So I think whatever happens on Tuesday, I think Ipswich will beat Huddersfield. So if they can drop points on Tuesday, then that would be huge. If Ipswich get beat or draw on Tuesday, and we are literally, all we have to do is just beat Southampton and we're up. Can you imagine Ellen Road on Saturday? Wowzers. And Southampton are obviously coming into the game against us on the back of 3 defeats in a row to Cardiff, Leicester, and then Stoke. They got beat by Stoke at home yesterday. But then again, we're not in great form. So definitely be an interesting game, regardless of what's on the line. But yeah, as I'm sat here now, guys, I'm not gonna come on here and be fake or anything like that. And again, just because I'm saying it now doesn't mean it'll happen. Ipswich could definitely drop points on Tuesday, and Leeds could beat Southampton on Saturday and go up. That is very plausible and could definitely happen. I just can't see it. As I'm sat here now recording this video, I cannot see that happening. I'll be honest. Do I hope it'll happen? Absolutely. But yeah, I'm feeling very anxious for the week ahead. Like I said at the beginning, guys, probably the biggest week in our history. Tuesday night's massive, massive. And you're lying if you're a Leeds fan and you're saying you're not watching the game, because you are. I'm going to watch it. Of course I am. Of course I'm going to watch it. So, yeah. Not really much more to say on it, guys. I just thought I'd come on here and just share my overall thoughts on the current situation that we're in. I think we will be playoffs. And if it is playoffs, we go again. Do I think we'll go up through the playoffs? Just because the history says no, so I'm going to say no. But you just never know with this team. It's up and down, isn't it? You know, on Friday night, I was 100% resigned to the fact that it's playoffs. Now I'm about 95% sure it's playoffs, but there's that small 5%. And, you know, if Ipswich drop points Tuesday, it maybe get a little bit more optimistic. And then we're going down to Ellen Road Saturday. 3 points, just a win, one win for the Premier League. Early kickoff as well. Can you imagine the scenes in Leeds City Centre if that actually occurs? Wowzers. Well, we'll leave it there anyway, guys. Really do appreciate everyone that tunes into this video in advance. If you enjoy it, please make sure you're smashing that like button. It just helps with the algorithm. It helps get it out there to more people. Please subscribe to the channel if you are brand new and help me reach 3K as soon as possible. Notification bell, get that on so that you're always aware of when I'm uploading and going live. And of course, get all your thoughts and opinions on tonight's video in the comment section down below. Not sure when I will be back with a video, guys. But if there's anything that I wish to speak about, you'll be updated via socials as always. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Pray for a Coventry result on Tuesday, and I will see you in a bit. Cheers.